Hey girl face, how y'all doing tonight? I'm just trying to give a couple people a little bit of time to get up in here because I'm gonna update you all on everything that happened this morning before I went to the doctor, getting ready for the doctor, just some things that I realized about the process. Um, yeah, just some little updates. We give it at the 3 minute mark, and then I'll start talking. Let me turn my air back up. Enter. Okay, how y'all doing tonight? Really good to see y'all. I got so many things to talk about. And I'm probably gonna be all over the place. So I'm gonna try not to pay a lot of attention to the chat on purpose. But y'all know I love to talk to y'all and stuff. So probably gonna be a little bit all over the place. But here we go. So last night I really thought long and hard about going live last night. But it's almost like I made myself think that I made another promise, but I didn't make a promise. What I promised to do, the promise I actually made to myself was to stay consistent. I said I was going to take y'all along this journey with me, and I don't want to fall off of that. So with that being said, it doesn't mean that I have to go live every single night. It just means I have to come up here and I have to put some content about what I did in my day, and so forth and so on. So last night, one of the things that I didn't want to go live about last night, because my mind was in a battle, because and I'm gonna try and say this without like having, hey Korean, without having because I don't want nobody that's been in my corner or been helping me with everything, because I really have some amazing people, and I can't say enough about them, and I don't really think they want to be like put on the forefront like that. It's just they know who they are, and everything. And it's just when you going through, we gonna call this warfare because we've been saying it for a while over here. There is absolutely gonna be times when God gonna allow people to be there for you, and there's absolutely gonna be times when He ain't gonna allow people to be there, and there's a reason for it. Do I have all those reasons? Absolutely not. I don't know much about nothing. I'm going on a day by day journey, swinging my hands along the way and figuring it out as I go. But last night, throughout this process, there has not been a time that somebody has not been there for me. When I tell you I got the dream team out this world, that has been there for me, I mean, down to one of them picked me up and took me to that last appointment, brought me out here, and she don't live close by me. She lived like 45 minutes away from me. Picked me up, took me to that appointment, brought me back home, made sure I was squared away, and did a couple of things for me while she was here. Went back home and she got a whole family of her own and everything. Got sick later on that night. She came right back and took me back. I mean, like, I got amazing people in my corner, and I showed y'all a lot of them as we go along. But anyways, last night I was getting ready to go to sleep, and at this point, because men don't take notes and stuff like us women doing stuff like that. They kind of like they go along with do I'm here to do what I'm doing or whatever. And so my son, he does, he didn't do any other things that the other ladies been doing, making sure they put the notes in and they passing the notes to other people. Hey, entrepreneur, hey, Miss Shamika. I always call you entrepreneur all the time since we've been on here. But he came and did what he did. He didn't do what everybody else did, and that is a-okay. Everybody come and give their help in the way that they do. So this appointment that came up for today, nobody really knew about this appointment, right? And so with all of the help and stuff that I've been given, I really didn't want to reach out to a whole bunch of people and be like, hey, can you go with me here or there? Because I haven't really asked, and I already told y'all that I ain't like the kind of person that I just be asking a whole bunch of people to do nothing for me. So today I was just like, last night I went to sleep and I was just thinking, dang, I don't have anybody. I have somebody to go with me. My daughter was going to go to the appointment with me, but she's not acclimated with driving my truck or whatever, right? So you all know that every time I make an appointment, I go to an appointment over there, I always end up coming home sick and extremely exhausted. So my fear was, and I'm calling it a fear because it absolutely was a fear, but this was a fear that I had to walk in. I had to walk in it. So I went to sleep last night. It was a sleepless night, just like, golly, how this gonna work out? Like, she gonna ride with me, but what if I get sick over there? So okay, the way I got peace with that was I made a decision in my mind. Hey Selena, how are you? I made a decision in my mind just so that I could have peace. Okay, if I drive over, because I drove myself to my appointment today. Drove myself. And I just didn't know how it was going to work out, because y'all know I get sick, really, really sick every time I go over there and deal with something. And I'm going through this iron treatment that put me in the hospital previously. So, I don't know what to think. So my daughter was like, I'm going to go to the appointment with you. But again, she doesn't drive my truck or whatever. So now I make up this other plan so I can get some rest. And I just thought to myself, okay, if I go to the appointment and I do not feel well when I leave there, I'll just call an Uber. And, my daughter know how to do all of that stuff right there. And we'll get home. We'll figure out to pick my truck up or whatever later on. So I went ahead and went to sleep. I got up this morning, did everything that I needed to do, took myself, got ready to leave out of the yard to go to the appointment. And at the last minute, my daughter tells me she got the baby. She got my son's baby. So at this moment, and I'm probably gonna get a little emotional about this point, but I don't have no issues or no nothing. It's just that, golly, like, when can it just go right? Just when a test is coming up, you know what I'm saying? Those are my questions in the moment. So she was like, Mom, let me change him, and then I'll give him to Dad, and then I'll come. But then when she checked him and everything, she was like, it's gonna take me a little bit longer, and I don't want to make you late for your appointment. So she was like, Mom, just go ahead and go along. And just like this overwhelming sadness came, but I can't pass that off to my daughter. I can, but I'm not. So she's just texting back and forth, and she texting every step of the way. Like, have you made it there yet? You know, just asking questions throughout the process. But I cried half of the way going there because if I get in an Uber, what been happening to me before is, how can I get in an Uber and I'm gonna sleep my way all the way back there? You know, I had them picked up every negative thing that I can think about on the way going there. So after being so negative in my mind, I began to pray about it and just like, Lord, I need some peace because like anxiety is building. So I went there and I wasn't, there's a process that you go through when you first get to the doctor's office. And it's like, you know, like triage, if you go to an emergency room or something like that. It's kind of like triage when you go there. So you have to get your blood pressure done. You know, they sometimes draw blood, you do a urinalysis and everything, and you go back and you talk to the doctor. I was not, I didn't have no smiles in me. I have a hard time faking. Like when I get in those positions like that, I'm just kind of like, I'm just a person sitting there. I don't have a smile for you anymore. How I'm feeling on the inside is what it shows. So I did everything, and I'm sitting in the office waiting on the doctor to come through and talk to me. And I just began to just look and see like how my daughter was just checking on me, you know, making sure that like I made it there. Um, you ain't have you started the infusion yet? And I was like, no, not yet. She was like, well, what's taking so long? You know, she was asking questions throughout the whole process, you know, letting you know I really wanted to be there, mom, and it just didn't work out the right way this time. And you know, I'm fine with that. So the doctor comes in and she's, you know, she's talking to me. She's like she's the partner with my regular doctor. And during the time that I was in the hospital, um, I got a CT scan while I was there. So um, she took the MRI and the CT scan, and she compared the two to each other, and she wanted me to understand that when you do a CT scan and an MRI, they're like apples and oranges. How to equate apples and oranges to two machines is like an apple does not look like an orange and the MRI doesn't look like the CT scan. You know, I don't know what she's saying about the results or whatever, but that's what she said to me. It's like apples and oranges, but you can take and you can compare the two to one another. So she took the CT scan that I did while in the hospital while they was trying to figure out what was going on with me, and the last MRI that I did. And from the MRI that she's and the CT scan she put together, she said that the regimen that I have been on so far is not shrinking the cancer. It's pretty much the same. She said, now that's not bad news. She said because but it is something that they're looking for to happen as you're doing chemo, for it to shrink. She said it basically looks like it's just the same, it's just sitting there. She said, and the other thing that I can tell you, she says also that chemo does is it stops it from spreading. She said it's not spreading anywhere. There's no lymph nodes or none of that. And I ain't gonna pretend like I know what all of those different things mean. I know lymph nodes can mean like it's a way that the cancer can travel and all of that stuff. But I ask the questions that concern me inside of my head right then at the moment. Sometimes I come home and I come up with 5 million questions that I need to ask her this time, and this time I forgot to hit the record button so that I can come back and listen to what was said, because I'm alone this time. Everybody else know I got one job when I go, and that's to hit the record button so I can record and be able to go back and listen to my notes later. I did not do that today. So with the cancer still being the same size as it was, um, they said today that the three doctors are going to get together and they're going to find out what they're going to do. And she said possibly the aggressive chemo that they put me on is not for me. And I don't want it to be for me because it is hell on wheels. What she said to me is, she said, this kind of works out for you because the aggressive chemo has been treating you so horribly, and we've been lowering the dosage little bit by little bit. She said, and I want to tell you that you are a trooper, because she was like, you're on 80%, and there is people that cannot handle 50% of this. So you're doing amazing. And I'm like, I'm doing amazing. And I've been on here calling y'all, saying to y'all as I feel like the wimpiest person ever when I leave that chemo, because I see older people older than me get up and walk out of there, and I don't have the energy to walk out of there when I leave. I haven't had it. So she said this could really, really work out for you. She said, because what we want to do now is we want to possibly move you from the aggressive and go to the 2 chemos. So the thought is of them going from me taking 3 chemos, and I will know Friday or prior to, I may get a phone call or whatever, but they were having a meeting while I was getting infusion today. So I will know whether I will continue with the 3 bags, being that it's not doing what they want it to do. They're looking for it to shrink. And me possibly going to only using 2 of the chemos. And I've told y'all, every time I went and did chemo, the 3rd bag is the one that always takes everything that I have in me left. And if I'm going to from 3 to the 2, I quite possibly can go back to almost being pretty much normal. If it knocked me down for 2 or 3 days, that's still better than what I've been going through. The other thing that I have going on is me going to the bathroom and having to pee every hour on the hour and sometimes more. So the lining of my bladder has been irritated. So even though I was on all the antibiotics that I was on when I was in the hospital, they still asking me to go on another antibiotic, which it was called in today. So I'll be back on that thing. And one of the questions I asked him was, if it's not shrinking or it's not doing what it is that you want me to do, because I have 3 more chemo sessions before I have surgery. And I asked her, I said, well, with it not doing what it is that you all wanted to do, I said, does that affect me having my surgery and it not being able to, you all not being able to remove it? Well, I just kept getting better and better news, because she said it absolutely does not affect you. She said the only reason we wanted to do chemo prior to is to so that when you do have chemo, and they go to remove the cancer, it is a protection to stop it from being able to, get loose and do whatever it wants to do. And then she also said possibly after surgery, you may not even have to have chemo. So though it started out so well, it felt like it started out so bad this morning. I think that um, everything that I received today, my day started out, my nights, well, it was still day because it started like 3 o'clock this morning. The fear that was there building, um, was turned around to this right here. It was like there was nothing to fear. And I'm gonna say, not that anybody else was not encouraging me, but sometimes somebody can keep saying something to you, and it can seem like it's so irritating to keep hearing them say it over and over and over again. And I'm one of those people. I hate to hear people or see people keep saying the same thing to me over and over again, especially when I don't understand. When I don't understand it, it's like it's a part of me. It almost made me feel crazy. And girl face, I just want to say that you was one of those people that kept saying, keep looking around. But there's nights like it drove me crazy for you to keep typing it in the chat or up under my videos. And I finally went to God and I was like, what does she mean? Keep looking around. I keep looking around. I don't see anything. And I just kept saying to God, if it's for me, let her not keep saying it, because I know that it's my flesh, because I get like that sometimes. It's a lot of times people don't say it the same thing over and over to me, but I don't get it. And I've also said those same things to people. And today was the first time that I went and I said, God, I don't understand it, and I'm trying to find you in this situation. And because today was the first time that I went looking for him to show up. And throughout my whole entire appointment, it just kept showing up. And you heard the nurse that was there today, that was putting in the iron. She witnessed. She was one of the ones that pulled the curtains. I never seen nobody pull no curtains on nobody. And you can hear her keep coming asking me the question, are you okay? Are you okay? Because I had a horrible reaction. And I'm here to say, I didn't have any of those reactions. I'm having some body aches right now, which is very normal. She said they probably will last for about 24 hours. She said take you some Tylenol before you go to bed tonight. But I had none of those reactions. I had a wave of nausea, and that was it. And I drove myself back home. And so this is already like I told y'all, sometimes it's things I ain't gonna want to hear y'all say. And I probably don't say anything about it. I probably will get irritated about it. It doesn't mean that it ain't for me. It's just somebody saying the same thing over and over. It's like an irritating thing to me sometimes. But I appreciate you, girl face, for being that aggravating sister. Being that aggravating sister and just standing on it and keep saying it over and over and over again. And it was like it could never leave my face. It was just there consistently over and over again. It don't matter how many times you wrote it, how many times I didn't want to go and look in the comment. Sometimes your comment will come and it'll be at the top of my phone like it's a text message. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I ain't even going to look for no comments because I don't want to see it. And then it will still be there. But because I went in looking for something different today, I found different. I walked in with fear and I walked out with the victory. Walked out with the victory. So that is my testimony for today. This is the first time I've been to the cancer center and then come back home beat up. I think feeling irritated is part of my menopause. I could take the word "my" out of that, Korean, and put me. Part of menopause is going. It's like it's so many things that's happening at the same time, and y'all know I'm not ignoring y'all. I love each and every one of you all, each and every one of y'all that be in here, that be talking to me, and I'm gonna tell y'all, it's so. I love that Silky Black just came in here and said, just put praying hands up. Because a lot of y'all don't know, Silky Black was the first one that I had like a minor, like when I'm hearing something and I don't quite understand it. She was the first one that was like, I went to the bishop and everything, all kinds of people trying to make it make sense. And you know, she was right on point with what she was saying, but she ain't moved. She didn't move from what she was trying to say to me, and even my family that was around. When you say you ain't saying nothing, Silky Black, I'm giving you your flowers. Definitely, she was the first one that I had that, and it wasn't a challenge. It was just like but really wanting to understand. And sometimes when I don't get it in the beginning, it don't mean that I never stop, that I ever stop searching for it. When I know that it's for me, it put whatever somebody says and I need it, there's a fire that is lit up under me that God just does not allow to go out. It's like I keep searching and searching and searching for it. There's something on the inside that just won't let it loose. And until I could get clarity about it, this the same way it happened, the same way I got. And she called me on it. She said, you sound like you got mad. You got mad about it. And I didn't get mad. I was the same thing that I'm explaining in here. It was irritating to hear it because I heard what I wanted to hear with the flesh instead of with the spirit. And so sticking with it was an amazing thing. And my brother just took time to break it down, and he never met nor did he ever talk to Silky Black. And he said, I think you're misunderstanding this young lady. Just like that. Him and my sister both. No matter which way I turned to it, and I just had to keep on digging into it until I got there. So, you know, I know it's a lot of us probably working in that same way. But again, all I'm saying is that I've shared my testimony with you all today, my tears and everything, and I've missed a lot of you all's comment. If you had a question for me or something, you wanted to put it back in the chat, then I'll be happy to read it, because y'all know I'll be 5 hours and 50 minutes going back to try to look in the thing to see what it said. But I'm gonna read these ones that's right in front of me, and I apologize if I get aggravated. Absolutely, that's me, and I apologize if I get aggravating to you for bringing up God when you really don't want to talk to Him right now. Shakira, keep on. What I want you to do is I want you to be you. Had you not been you, you wouldn't even know that me and you have the things that we have in common any kind of way. So I always want you to be you. I'm not asking anybody to change. I'm just being vulnerable and being able to say, sometimes how I feel about certain things. It don't mean that I dislike nobody or know nothing. It means that I'm going to a place where I'm trying to find God in whatever is being said and figuring out why it's touching me, why it's lighting the fire up under me, why I can't get no sleep or know nothing that off of me just thinking about it. So I always want everybody to be who they are. I ain't looking for nobody to agree with everything. You got a question about something, I'm saying I'm always willing to have a conversation, and it don't mean I'm gonna ever be moved. Probably not in the time and you want me to be moved, because I'm gonna keep on asking questions. I'm gonna keep on saying things, and I'm just be like, and if I don't feel it, I'm gonna say that I don't feel it. And I'm not asking you to move out of your place either. Just like now, I said, there's two people that done aggravated a fire under my ass, and it was meant to be there. And that's why we can't walk around and we can't pretend like we agree with everything somebody say. We have to say what we let it say. Let it aggravate the flesh, and it'll come back around when it's supposed to. So I appreciate the ones that say whatever it is that need to be said and keep it going. The truth shall set me free, and I want to be free. I absolutely do. Always and only in love. I appreciate you for that, Silky Black. Yep, but he explained it good. Yes, ma'am. Spiritual gifts, exhortation. We love you, and we just want to be compassionate and considerate of your situation and your feelings. Yes, ma'am. And I appreciate each and every one of you for it. And I've said before, sometimes there'll be things that I'll come on here and say to somebody, and it doesn't mean that sometimes we have to share that plate together. It might have to be pushed back over to me and say, now you eat some from this plate right here too, because now you need some of what you gave to me. So I really appreciate the people that that God has put in my life, here and there and everywhere, and I mean that. Yep, I don't want you to run from it. I don't want you to run from it, not at all. Sure don't. Just stay right where. I ain't asking nobody to change, not damn person that I spoke on it about. Whatever it is that you do, keep on doing what it is that you do, and I love you for it. I really do. But y'all, I'm not gonna try and make this live be very, very long. I wanted to come on and share. I wanted to come on and share that with you all today, because I said I would. Whatever it is, in this process that's happening, I want to bring y'all along with me. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm still trying to understand why me. I be trying to understand it too. Why me? What's the purpose? Why he chose me? And a lot of times in the moment, all I get is, why not? That's what I get. Because a lot of the stuff that I be in the midst of it, I don't want it. I don't want to be there. I don't want to. This ain't what I want to do. But if God, I know it's you that got me out here in it, I'll go. I'll do it. I'll do it, and I will say it again, and it's not just for twin, but this is for everyone in the chat. God will pull us through if we can stand the pull. Yeah, girl, there, girl face. There's other people that came in and said things that's been a part of this process, and they don't even know how much of the process that they're in. I already done put much prayers on top of that, because I know when you're the one that you've been using to be the messenger, and then the person finally gets it, boy, you ain't doing nothing. You know you done made the devil mad then. And he gonna have to come. And this one of the times where when he show up in his sheep clothing, you'll be able to look at him and laugh at him no matter which way that he come from. And you know he a liar anyways. I can't see, so God reveals. My sister told me that. I cry too. Yep, we gonna cry. But y'all, I'm gonna get ready to get up off of here, and we will talk later. And any questions that I didn't get to ask, go back through the replay if you didn't get everything, and ask your questions or whatever, and we can talk about it maybe tomorrow night if I come back and be live. But tomorrow I feel like I'm gonna be out in my garden, even if it's just sitting there and connecting some of my water systems and stuff together. I'm just gonna go out in the garden and just thank God all day tomorrow. That's where I might even be in my bed just thanking God for the rest of the night and all day tomorrow, however it go. But I love you all, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all for being here. And I'm always gonna tell you all, no matter what you're in, keep going and keep growing. If you're not in the grave, you can make it. You can absolutely make it. A lot of people saying to me, I don't know how you keep finding the strength to still come on here and smile through what you're going through. And I can honestly say, the things that look bad, and I feel like they are bad, but I also feel like I don't spend my whole day long. I don't think about cancer every day, all day. I don't. It's just not something that crossed my mind, even though I know it's something that's living on the inside of me or dying on the inside of me. It is not something that I think about all day. When my body feels well enough and I get to move around, my head is not screaming to me all day, girl, you got cancer. So that's how I can still walk around and I can smile and I can laugh. And my children and the people that are around me coming and constantly having conversations with me when I thought that I would be just off to the wayside crying because I no longer want to go through this. I can tell you the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. And let me tell y'all something else, because there's some other things that y'all done been through. See, I just said that I wanted to get off of here, but I'm going to share this one last thing and I'm going to go. There was some lives that happened 6, 7 months ago. I don't even know how many months ago it is. But I came on here because one of my daughters had a lump in her breast. And I was scared out of my mind, but I can't make her do what I want to do. And God knows it feels like I've always been that mama that I'll go and stand in the pain. I told y'all all through my life, because I never felt like nobody would go in the paint for me. When I was a kid, I stand in the paint for one of my kids. Well, one of my shorts and one of the daughters that keep coming to talk to me every day is that daughter. Where she hadn't been talking to me forever and a day. Now she's consistent. She's the one that's asking me, making sure, talking to me through everything, coming to talk to me throughout the day, making sure I have everything that I need. And sometimes I look at it and say, God, am I standing in the paint for my baby? Um, because I'm in a place too that I don't have no fear. I was absolutely tormented by her having that lump in in her breast, and she still has not gone and doing everything. But by what I'm going through right now, I believe that when I finish with this, me and my daughter gonna be healed, and that's the way I'm gonna end this live. Y'all have an amazing night. Keep going and keep growing through every situation that you're in. And when you don't know, ask some questions. Somebody might say something to you that light a fire under your ass. I love y'all and good night.